Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social, in association with Empire Fight Store. Been joined by a slim-looking Peter Fury. We just said off camera. I know you were barking on to me about this fitness thing last time, but you've clearly been doing it and sticking to it. I suppose that was life change. Obviously, you know you've been through the rigmarole of getting fit before, and we'll come on to the boxing in a minute. But how are you feeling at the minute?
Do you know, I'll tell you why I do it. I was listening to Enzo Macronelli, who's I've always liked Enzo, and he gets
on
yeah, and he gets over the morning and he does it, and he's pushing people again because he's got a good heart in his body, Enzo. He's a good man, you know what I mean. He's trying to help people and get them going, because it's not just about being fit; it's mental as well. Because in this job, stress, there's all kinds going on. You just got to take a bit of time out your day. And when you're training every day, you'll eat right anyway. Because you're thinking, hang on, I'm killing myself here. Yeah? So then you'll eat right. And it's not a case of dieting. Dieting's what? Losing weight ain't about being hungry. If you're hungry, you're doing it wrong. You got to eat small and regular and healthy. That's it. So basically, I've cut back all of the sugar stuff. But I do train 7 days a week. But it's half an hour.
Yeah.
I do half an hour and I'll go to the gym, maybe do a few weights. And if I can't get to the gym in that week, I'll always do the cardio bit. Yeah? Bit on the boxing bags and stuff like that, but I don't really like that. I just do a bit on the Peloton bike and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. They're brilliant though, aren't they? Them, to be fair.
They are.
Listen,
Listen, buckets of sweat off them.
Yeah.
But I was 19 stone something, and the blood pressure was going up. So I've dropped a couple of stone now, so I'm down to 17. So I'm going to try and get. I've still got a bit more to go, so I'm going to get another stone off.
Aye, congrats. Well, good luck with it. It's a hard slog. Hughie Fury back. When we spoke, when he first come back, it was like, look, we just need him out. He's had a long time out. What's he had now? Three fights back, I believe.
3, yeah.
3 fights back against the guy who came. I think he came here 2 weeks early, what I was told. You know, when you have these fights and maybe the opponent's unknown, you think, he's coming and you get knocked over. He was bang up for this, a tough man, and we was sinking them body shots in, and he didn't go anywhere. But how pleased are you with tonight? Is this mean more to you than him going there and blowing someone away and around, doesn't it?
Yeah, it don't mean anything, you know. This guy, he's 6'9.5". He sparred all the top heavyweights around the world. He's an experienced amateur, and he's come to win. He ain't come to make up the numbers. This was his big opportunity. So he's trained hard for this fight. So at the end of the day, and you can see he trained hard because of what he was doing in there. He took some stick, and he done well. As far as Hughie, he's improving. He's still got a way to go yet. Things he didn't do. He was one-paced in there. He was showing a lot of single shots, not setting it up properly behind the jab. He could have done a lot more on the jab as well. But, it's an improvement again against a live opponent.
I remember before he had his sort of hiatus away, we'd seen, I can't remember if it was behind closed doors, it's a while back now, but we saw this more come forward, aggressive approach where he was really imposing himself. Is it about for you getting him back to that so that he's imposing himself? You mentioned there with the single shots, but really putting them shots together and making them feel it in there, because he's a big man issue and he does carry power.
Yeah, look, it's about being fluent and mixing light with heavy. This is what he's got to do, so he'll get there. He knows what to do, but doing it under the lights is another matter. It's his third fight back, and he's got a big live opponent there. So, and a guy who's come to win, like you said. Yeah. He's got good ambitions, and he will do well in the sport. But ultimately, look, he's had 10 fights. I knew he's had. How many he had coming into this? 31. He's fought for world titles and everything. So you could see when Hughie started letting his hands go, the experience and the quality was there. It's just how he let it go. He needs to do. For me, it was one-paced. He was showing his shots. Although he was hitting with power, he was hitting the guy, giving him too much time to recover.
The landscape's fully open. We spoke about this before, and it's been blown up and even more now. Everyone's seemingly fighting everyone. Will he get out before the end of this year? What's the plan? I think he mentioned to me maybe on a boxer show. Ben Shom's promised him a big fight. What does that look like, a big fight for Hughie Fury now? What are the names we're looking at?
Well, I'm open to anything. It's his third fight back. Now. So we're in October, November. That's another 8 weeks. That's perfect.
Yeah, November?
End of November, early December, whenever it is. Put him in a big fight. That's it. He's 30 years of age. Let's get on with it. And, look, give him some respect, this lad, because he ain't taking walkovers. This guy said in the press conference he can't get fights. You know, nobody's wanting to take this guy on. Yeah. So, you know, give him his credit, you know, and he's took some shots in there as well. But Hughie is tick tough, so...
Yeah, I think that's why I mentioned it at the start, because we often see these opponents come in and you get the feeling sometimes that they're in to do a specific job, whereas he's come in 2 weeks early. He's made that sacrifice to say, you know, I ain't coming here just to survive. I'm coming here to upset the apple cart. But look, Hughie Fury moves on. When you look at what's going on and everything else, obviously we've seen Dubois and Joshua. Just quickly, we haven't spoke since then. What a fight, by the way. Excitement, a blistering ending. We've seen Anthony Joshua beat before. I don't think we've seen him maybe hurt like that before, though. What was your sort of takeaway from it?
I think he shocked AJ early, because what does Dubois do? He comes in and he's landing. He's taking it to you and he's putting it on you, isn't he? So that's what he does as a fighter. So you, I don't know. Look, only they know. He knows he made a lot of mistakes in there, and I think I'm pleased to hear yesterday. I heard that he's got the rematch. Yeah,
from what I gather, that's the preferred choice, and I believe Turkey Al Sheikh, I think, wants that rematch, and if he tends to want stuff, it tends to materialise, doesn't it? So, would you like to see that, and you think, you know, that is the right thing for Joshua to do, rectify what happened in there and try and put it right?
I think it is, yeah. Why skip around and fight other fighters for what? His experience, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You know, look, Hughie's had 3 years out, stepping him back up, you know, piece by piece, but Joshua he's not been inactive, has he? So. He's at the top of his game, so I think it's a good fight. They should have the fight again and just correct all what he done wrong.
Do you think on the flip side, that Daniel Dubois, he's had his hiccups in boxing, and when I say hiccups, we all have your ups and downs and stuff like that. He's stood in the face of adversity against the likes of an Usyk. He got so much criticism for the Joe Joyce victory, and people were writing him off left, right, and centre and saying this, that, and the other. And I suppose that was his moment to say, you know what, I'm here. I told you so. I've stuck at it, and look where I am. And he's put 3 back-to-back decent victories. Big Baby Miller, durable. Hrgovic, I think he wasn't favourite in that fight either. What do you make of his sort of rise just from the outside looking in? Because he's stood fire with fire and sort of come out the other end, hasn't he?
I think it's incredible, but he's bit down on his gum shield and took all the fights. Yeah. And that's the thing. You know, you look and change, learn from your mistakes, and he's learned and he's come on a lot. He's come on a hell of a lot. He's a world champion, isn't he? He's at the top of his game. Yeah. You know, he's just cleaned out Joshua in 5 rounds. So it doesn't get any better for Dubois at the moment.
Joseph Parker been out there in a long time. Hughie, just thinking, come to my head now and I asked you about this, said everybody knows what happened in that fight, and in your eyes, you should have got the nod there. Joe needs an opponent. He's openly said, look, I've just come off the back of 2 good victories. What's going on? That you like to run that back at some point with Hughie? That'd be a narrative, wouldn't it? You know, all them years later, you know, from the MEN Arena, and he comes back and they both have that moment on a big card as well. So it's a good fight.
Definitely, we've got to start looking at big fights for Hughie, and whatever fight comes, we're looking to take it.
Peter Fury, I appreciate your time.